right, welcome back, everybody. So, last podcast, we discussed our goal that we had as a podcast, James and I, of hitting 30 episodes. So, today we want to move forward and discuss everything that is involved in producing a podcast like this and what it takes to be in it. What are all the little things behind the scenes that how you see us, what goes into the lighting and things like that. So James, tell us what what kind of what did our technology evolution, how did it start and where we are today?
Well, it pretty much started with some mics I had from a previous audio podcast that we had.
We dabbled in that, right?
Yes. And it was, I think, the Shure 28 or 39 or something like that. And we started with those. And those were dynamic mics. So which means is like you have to talk straight into them, you know?
Okay.
You can't really have them like this or somewhere. So, and those were good. They were inexpensive. They were like $39 each. You know, so I got up to 6 of those mics. So, you know, that we had the 6 people in. So that means I didn't spend money like on the Shure 7B, which is like one of the most expensive, well, not the most expensive, but it's a $400 camera that most podcasts and artists like, and it picks up a lot of good sound. So with that money, with half the price, or a little bit more than half, I was able to get 6 mics, you know. Of course, I didn't buy them all at one time.
Right.
It just, when I needed them, I would buy another one. And those did good. You know, they did good for what it was.
They served the purpose at the time.
Yeah. And plus, they were solid. They were metal, and you could they'll take a beating. So, and then we had this thing called a Zoom PodTrack 4, which we discussed last time, which you plug in the microphone into it, and it records all the audio, in which, again, we had the audio podcast, and that's what it would do.
Prior to that, how did the audio get recorded?
It was through Audacity, but that's when we used the USB mics.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
So with the Zoom track, this one, we had like 2 mics or 3 mics or 4 mics. It would create one recording per individual. So I would have my own file. You would have your own file. And what's good about that is, of course, it served its purpose, is like when I'm talking, and if you sneeze or whatever, or, you know, something like that, I could cut that out.
Yes.
So when I'm talking and you're not talking, it's all dead spot. And then same thing for you. When I'm not talking, it's dead spot. So we want to kill that. That way you have a good, solid recording.
Those mics would not pick up, if we're sitting close, that mic would not pick up my voice on your mic?
That's the lesson we learned.
Yeah.
Which means it did.
It did.
And I realized somebody told me that's called mic bleed. So your voice will come on into mine, especially right now that we're sitting
so
close. Yes. Right. That would do it. And you see how my cell phone came out, right?
Yes.
So it'll be hard to cut that out right now within the old mics.
Old mics.
Yes. But since I'm talking and the phone's right next to me, I can't cut that out. But if your phone came out, I could have cut you out, your mic, and then you won't hear it as much.
Right.
But since it's with me, well, I'm stuck with it, you know?
Yeah.
But these mics kind of like draw out a lot of that bleed.
It kind of reminds me the way you're describing it, because I will be honest, this tech stuff and these microphones, the camera, the lights, everything, all foreign to me. I'm not, it's hard to wrap my brain around how some of these technical things work. So I'm always asking, repeat it again or say it again, or what do you mean? Why is there a light in my face this way? Why is there a light on the floor this way? So to me, simple brained, or, you know, layman's terms, this mic is kind of like when you're taking a photo and you have that filter on where it blurs everything else out.
Yes,
so it only focuses on the main person, right?
Correct.
So that's the main voice, and it kind of like takes away the excess noise. Is that what's right?
That's a good explanation. Yeah, exactly like that. But of course, that was another lesson that we learned about the mic bleed, because when I would go to edit, we had these sound waves. Okay, so when we see a sound wave, that means like if I'm talking right now, you see a sound wave, and yours should be low. But since we have some fans on, it'll have like a small,
like a hum.
little hum. So it has a little wave going in there. All right. So, but with the old PodTrack 4, and it didn't have too much of the settings that we have the new Roadcaster, not the new one, but we have a Roadcaster, and it takes a lot of that out. So
Nice.
it would actually drop your mic completely down unless you talk.
Right.
So that's why it took me last like 5 hours to 8 hours just to edit one of our podcasts.
That was another thing when we started this thing. Now, I had said last time, my main reason to start this podcast was, again, just to be closer to you, get to know you better, just be around family. And so I didn't have any like skin in the game as far as technical wise. I had nothing to bring to it except my opinion. And so you telling me back then that it took you like days, weeks, hours to edit, I'm like, man, you're committed. Like I wouldn't like you really have to love or be that technical mind to be able to sit there and want to do it, because why else? Why else would you,
Yeah, and the thing is, you got to have an ear for it. Like,
yes.
like you could go ahead and just show off just record it and send it out, okay?
Right.
And not too much edit, maybe an edit here and there. But what happens is you get all those sniffs, all those sneezes, all those when somebody drinks,
Yeah.
you'll get all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And even if you lower the gain, which the gain was something else we learned.
The gain.
Yeah, the gain is like how loud the microphone would be on.
So how much it gains around you,
Yep.
right? So you lower it. It again, like if it's this much. If you lower it, it goes this, right? It only picks up here.
Yeah.
Doesn't expand its atmosphere, right?
Yeah, but then, however, if you lower it too much, it will sound like you're just talking.
And like in a tunnel or
yeah, it's like very, 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 very low. So you got to get it to a good position where it gets your voice good.
that. So now it's clicking because for preparation for our goal, our 30th podcast, I looked at every podcast and I was listening. There was some times where the volumes, one person sounded like they were kind of in a tunnel or and somebody else sounded very dynamic, and another person just sounded like a little like, weird. So that kind of probably connects to the
Yes.
gain thing back.
So, like, if, say, Darwin. Darwin was a soft talker.
Yes.
You're a loud talker.
Yes.
Okay, so when you and Darwin are sitting next to each other, I got to pick the gain up for Darwin, but I got to lower yours for your voice. But since you're a loud talker, it will come
Yes.
out through Darwin's
Yes.
microphone because I have him louder because of his voice.
Yes.
And even if I put the mic closer to him,
Uh-huh.
he still talks a little bit low. But
Yeah.
then if you put it too close, it'll sound like I'm yelling
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. So that's another thing that I noticed that was going on. But you got to have an ear for it, again, because if you don't really care or if it doesn't bother you.
You don't pick up on it. But because I think in this society today, we as a society, we're often listening to things now. People talk, podcasts, audio podcasts, video podcasts. We're at work, in the background, when we're playing, wherever. So I think everybody these days has an ear because you can really tell. Like, you can tell now that I'm more so in it because of you. When I listen to other people, I'm like, oh, God, they need better quality of, equipment or whatever. But, yes, you can tell now. So it is important. It is very important. And these little things, again, for someone who's producing it, you're a producer, you have to have that, like you said, that ear for it.
Yeah, and again, it depends on the individual who's producing it, who's recording all this.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't care, then you could do it. Like I listen to some podcasts, and you get the sniffs, the hums, and the drinking, and to me, it's like, dude, why didn't you just edit that out? But but to them, they don't care, or they just wanted a natural, authentic,
all-inclusive type of whatever.
Which is fine, but I don't want to hear you sniff. I don't want to hear you drinking, like I don't.
Those of us who had ADHD, that is a distraction.
I'm like, why are you doing that? But now that I notice this stuff, I noticed all these things that are going around me. And I'm like, I like your podcast, but please, can you cut that stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I do. I cut all that out to get you there. But like you said, as you hear them, they were still like that because the old mics. Mm-hmm. Now, this mics kind of level everything out.
So we leveled up as a podcast thanks to you. And so what describe these mics now, the fundamental difference between the other ones and these?
Well, these mics only work as good as the new recording device that we have. And we have the Roadcaster Pro. Now, there's a new one out there called the Roadcaster Pro 2. All right. That still sells for $600. I couldn't afford $600. So I bought the one that was previously that cost $300 something, right? And that includes tax and shipping and all that, So I was able to get that device. Now, when you put these Rode Pod mics, you combine them with that, it gives you a nice recording where of course, it depends on your levels you put in, like in your mics, your mic level, your gain level and all that, which of course you got to practice with. And so when you talk, my level will be way down.
Right.
And when I talk, yours will be up.
Right.
Now, again, it depends on the gain, all the levels we put them up. You still have to do all that. But a lot of that is you just plug them in and you don't have to do nothing because it has settings for this specific mic.
Really?
So what I did is to stop the bleed of the mic bleed, I spend money on these mics. And these are about $100 each compared to the $30 ones we got. But when you spend time on editing, when you spend time on trying to edit the whole video, hours and hours.
These are like amazing. Yeah, like you said, these are almost a necessity because you're paying for time, basically.
Yes.
Right?
And every time you start a podcast, they always say, start with your audio. And that's what I agree. Of course, cameras help. You got to spend some money in the cameras. So I finally spent the money on the mics, on the recording device. And to me, I thought the other one was good. The Zoom and the other mics, I thought we were good. Yeah. I thought it was just a hassle editing. But when you got the mics and the Roadcaster Pro, they balance together, the same brand, so you spend less. I think I spend maybe an hour and a half.
Compared to how long before you used to?
5 to 8 to 12 hours, especially if it was longer than, like sometimes we had some that were almost 2 hours.
Yes.
That was a long time.
So let's just say 12 hours. Let's say 2 to 3 days or 12 hours compared to now, 1 to 2 hours?
1 to 2 hours. And the reason it takes 1 to 2 hours is because I listen to the whole podcast. And the reason it takes longer is, well, it's not really longer, is most of the time now is the camera angles, right? Which we'll talk about that later. Right. Switching from me to you when you talk and so forth. Yes. So all that goes together with it. But that's why I listen to the podcast. Sometimes I listen about 1.5 times, Yeah. And just to get it right. And that's the time it takes now.
Well, I think that's a testament. I mean, again, especially if you're thinking about going into podcasting, again, from someone who still is not completely versed on it, but I understand what he's telling me, the words, and also the time that he is telling me that it used to take versus now. Yes, it's a clear testament of how quality of equipment, and he's done his research, and he tells me I'm researching. I'm looking at other podcasts and what he's finding out works best, and it clearly works because these microphones, yes, the equipment is a little bit more expensive, but in essence, you're buying yourself more time on the editing side, right?
Yep. Now, if you want to get into podcasting, they always say just buy the budget stuff, and most mics work, which they do. But when you get to the editing part, you're going to want to spend the money. You're going to want to just break down and spend that money and do it. Now, if you only got 2 mics, that's fine, but we go up to 3 to 4 mics, right. 3 or 4 people in a podcast. But if it's just you by yourself, you don't have to worry about too much editing. As long as it sounds good, you're okay. Yeah. You don't have to edit the other person. But if you got 2 persons, it shouldn't be too bad, but it does make a big difference.
So that's fundamentally what it is. It's quality versus, and also the editing. Do you want to spend, and that's good. And when that, like you said, if you don't have the budget for it, then understand, then you'll have to spend most of your time with the edit process, unless it's more than 2 people, right? I mean, yep. Unless it's only 1 person, then you'll spend less, but yeah, so that's good.
So I would say, like I got a camera for Christmas, all right? Of course, I researched and this was an affordable camera. Well, it was about $800, but my wife got me that for Christmas. But if you do start with your cell phones, because most cell phones are pretty good now, start with the cell phones, because we even use a cell phone now and then, and we always have once in a while we have a cell phone, and I add it in there, and then spend the money on the audio. It's worth it when you're doing the editing, especially when you went from 8 to 12 hours to an hour and a half to 2.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a longer podcast, maybe 2.5 hours, then yeah, I'm going to take a little bit longer doing the editing because it's just the longer ones. Because we cut out some dead spots or the breaks and all that. We cut that out. But it is worth it. You know, of course, and these mics are $100 each. These are heavier mics than the other one. So these things kind of tip over when we have them on these mic stands, you know. But of course, we've got weight balance on them.
We have weights. We did, what is it, ankle weights? We have ankle weights.
Yeah, we have dumbbells, 10 pounds, 20-pound dumb weights, holding
these stands in place because we've got, so it's all trial and error kind of things. And it's constantly trial and error. But I think fundamentally, if you have the appropriate equipment or the equipment that's best serves you at the moment, then, you know, then you can move forward. Let's talk about, okay, now we got the audio. Let's talk about the visual. You said we used cell phones. At the beginning, how many cell phones did we use and how many cameras did we use?
We only had one camera, and I used, I think, a cell phone, a cell phone or two. Because at first it was just me and you.
Yeah, it was just me and you. But I think you had one camera, not even the cell phone.
Yeah.
And then how did you switch view, or because you can see yourself sometimes in the early ones, like just hitting button or seeing yourself look over, and you're switching the view when I start talking or when you start talking, right?
Yes. So when we had one camera, I didn't need the ATM Mini Pro, which was the video switcher that switched from me the camera angles.
Because that did what? When I started talking, it switched to me?
Yes.
So that was an
But I had to manually do it to you.
You had to manually do it. Okay. Yeah.
So I had to have, so I would do it. Now, first I had my son do it.
Yeah.
But my son will get caught up in the conversation. He will forget to switch. So like 30 minutes is just with me or her or something. So I'm like, we had to kill him. Yeah. Not literally, but we had to get him off the show because he get too caught up in the show. Right. So I would do it on the side here, which you see my head will go down or my hands, and I'll put some things on. You need it? Yeah. Then take it.
Someone took our third camera.
My son, I borrowed my son's camera, which helps, but now he's a photographer, so he has to go take pictures. So we just lost our third camera. So at the beginning, we had one camera, then we went to one cell phone and one camera. So I would use a cell phone towards me, a camera towards you because we went to the one person desk or round table I went to our living room.
Right.
My living room. Uh-huh. So you had one camera and I had one phone towards me from there.
Right.
And so again, I was fortunate enough to get me another camera on sale for the same one I had was $900. I got it for $500. All right. But then all those tariffs came up, and that same camera now is worth $1,200. Yeah, so I can't get another camera into those.
Oh, the tariffs.
The tariffs.
I'm like, why did it go up?
Yeah, other prices jacked up on a lot of these technology stuff.
Yes.
So I got to wait. All right. So that's why my son, I was able to get him a camera, better one that I use for his photography. So I would try to use that.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like I bought it for him, but I'm going to need it. We're going to need it.
Yes.
So we had the two cameras. That way, one's dedicated for you, one dedicated for me.
Right.
But then when you're recording a podcast, you got to have another video source filming between, which we just had right now. Now, that is a lesson that I keep messing up, not learning, is because sometimes due to time, because when I say due to time is because people start getting here one at a time and socializing and talking. I'm like, sit down and mic you up and let's start recording, you know. Sometimes it takes 30 to 45 minutes to get everybody situated. So by the time that time is spent, I don't have enough time to get that other cell phone up to record, like maybe one cell phone to record just these two, one cell phone to record those two, maybe another cell phone to record the middle. Those are a lot of video sources still, but it's worth it at the end. It just puts more editing on my hands.
Right.
But it's fine because it's needed, because if I'm talking and then something like my son just interrupted, and then if I go back to me, well, it's going to look like those 80s, like I was talking here, then I'm talking right here, you know? Yeah. So that kind of like naturally brings it together with it. And that is something to look into. And we're still learning that lesson, and we're still doing that because right now we just lost that video source.
Right.
So we went to the two cameras, and I have old cell phones that I use, and that's what I use. I use two old cell phones that still record good. Right. They still have a good recording on there, and they still have 4K quality on those cell phones. So I use those as video sources.
What K or what quality? What would you not go below for a?
1080p. Now there's some podcasts that do have a nice 720p, but they have thousands, like I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000 camera to do that.
What's a seven? What is the whatever PK?
720p is when you used to have to plug in those RCA jacks in the back of your TV. That was like 720p resolution. The first HDMI cable that came out was a 720p.
Okay.
So that's like if you have an old TV and it has RCA jacks with the HDMI, you were getting 720p, which was like 10, 15 years ago. Those TVs start coming out. Okay. Now it's a 1080p, pretty much standard. A lot of Google is going to 4K. All right. Now these cameras do 4K, but you can't zoom on those, so you're gonna have to get it right there.
Just kidding.
But I think 1080p is still one of the standards that they're doing. They're going away from 1080p, maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And going to 4K. You know, eventually that's the way it's gonna go. But
what are we doing? What are we?
We're doing 1080p.
1080p.
However, when you do 4K video quality, the drive space goes up.
What's drive space?
It's like you have your flash drive, right? Your thumb drive, and you save a file, and you get like they used to be like, I think, let's say like a couple of years ago, was 256 gig, right? A gigabyte, which might still be now. You could get a 512 gigabyte, right? Because each one of these file sources.
Oh, because I understand what you're saying.
So we record for an hour and a half, it'll be 3 gigs. Wow. 3 gigabytes, okay? Which is not bad.
Right.
If I record an hour and a half on 4K, that's going to be 65 to 75 gigs of drive space per camera or video source. All right.
So you have to have a drive space. Like where's yours? What is that?
The one I have is a T7, which is 1 terabyte.
Okay,
that records. But since we're doing 1080p, I could do multiple recordings on there.
Yeah. On
that same external drive, SSD drive. Make sure it's an SSD drive, not an HD drive.
Why? What's the difference?
SSD is a solid state drive, kind of like what's in your computer, your desktops, which records faster. It's faster upload and download. Okay. HDD drive is like a thumb drive. Okay. So you get the space, but it's not fast. It's not fast recording. It's not fast downloading. So if I was to download the recording I did, all those 3 recordings to my computer with the SSD drive I have, and of course the cable matters too, it would take me, I don't know, 25 seconds, depending on how big it is, to like maybe a minute, maybe if it even goes a minute. HDD drive will take you anywhere from 5 minutes to 15, depending on how many it is. 15 might be a little bit exaggerating, but still it takes longer. Slower. So if it takes that much to download to record it onto that drive, it's not going to take as fast, which means your recording quality may not be that good. Oh. So that's why I always do that. Plus, when you carry a SSD drive to an HDD drive, you're more chance of damaging the HDD drive. The whole drive itself and the files.
Like it corrupts it kind
of? It breaks. Like it will just mess up, or the inside internal. So like if you squeeze it, you go, bang, you hear it, the thing on the drive. These other ones are a little bit harder, not that whole drive, so you do not, they're thinner too.
My mind is just blown. I mean,
it's all details.
It is. It's
devil's
details
in the
that I cannot. I'm trying to comprehend, but it doesn't make sense to me. But I get the complexity and how important it is to know these individual things. That's why I'm glad you know what you know. Yeah.
Because, again, that was another lesson I learned. Because I started with HDD drives, and I learned my lesson from them. Yeah. Not to use those things. Because one of them went down. One of them got bad.
See, everything's always better with an S.
And that's, I mean, that's how I always learn things. You know, you can't really learn a lot if nothing goes wrong. You know, of course, it'd be nice if nothing went wrong. Yeah. It'd be a nice world.
Oh, there's been times where we've recorded and it hasn't recorded. And it's been real good. Like, we felt real good about it. And we're like,
I never pressed record. Yeah. Or I didn't clear the hard drive or the SSD drive.
And it just stopped. It just stopped. That was another one.
And then the Roadcaster Pro has its own SD card, micro SD card. I didn't clear that one. And it stopped recording.
Yeah.
You know, of course, it doesn't make any bells or sound like ding ding or hey dumbass, it's gonna stop already.
Like
You know,
beep 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 something.
so we got to constantly be going this, looking over there,
looking over
see
there.
if it's recording. Everything's red over there.
Yeah.
And it does it. So yeah, I mean, the reason I learned a lot is because I messed up a lot, or we learned a lot of lessons. You know.
Well, and that's how it normally is, and not only in this, but I think generally in life, right? I mean, it's trial by error, it's mistake. Nobody has a book on everything, so sometimes you have to go through things in order to get better. And I think that's what we progressively over from 1 to 30. You know, this is our 31st episode. So I think that to me, what was it, February we started?
February, yes.
So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Within 8 months, to me, that seems from where we were to where we are now, seems to me amazing. I mean, and I know it's through a lot of your frustration, knowing what works better for you and your tenacity in getting it. I know that is what gotten us here. But you know what I mean? I still think that is a short time to get to where we've come to. Don't you think that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, our subscribers make it up too. We still over 1,300 subscribers. We haven't hit we hit the 14, but we went down. But we got to hit that 14 again because we still mess up.
Yes.
I mean, if you continue with us about our podcast journey, and we're gonna break these down a lot, so you're gonna get more episodes like this. You're gonna see the things that go wrong, so it doesn't go wrong with you.
Yes.
And we'll tell you these stories. Like we this is our 31st podcast that's gonna go out. Mm-hmm. We still have 3 other podcasts that we recorded, but we didn't put out. Right. One, because either audio was bad or video was bad, or we just scrapped it all together because it wasn't really a good subject.
We weren't interested. Like, if we aren't interested, then what makes us think that y'all are going to be interested? So, yeah.
You have to record it for an hour and a half. We looked at each other, we're like no.
We didn't feel it. I mean, because, and that is okay also, because you're wanting to produce content, and we want to produce content that we're either actively going through, we've been through, our friends are going through, what is going through our minds now, what's going through our lives now, what are we dealing with now. We want it to be authentic as possible. I mean, I am definitely not here to, I know this is entertainment, but
not here to entertain.
I'm not
you
here
based
to
on
entertain
lies.
you, on lies and things like that. Yes, that's not what we are. If anything, we're a little bit too real and too authentic, and that's okay. And that's what I hope we convey to you in a Christian good way. We're people, we're sinners, we're human, we make mistakes. And I think podcasts like this, as far as us explaining, James explaining how to produce a podcast, I think it's pretty cool because, again, I am still learning about all the things that he goes through, and he tries to teach me, but sometimes it goes in and out because I don't have a mind for that. But I do appreciate all the information, so hopefully you do too as well.
Now, when recording with cell phones, one thing you got to make sure is that, of course, like, you don't use that cell phone no more. So delete all the apps you don't use.
So it's not going to be a functioning cell phone.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yep. And delete all those apps that you don't use. Delete all the pictures and everything on there. That way you could record an hour and a half to 2 hours. And sometimes you could do 2 recordings on that if you delete pretty much everything like I did. Yeah. However, again, we're still learning. I learned my lesson twice already that make sure you delete the previous recording, because we started recording 2 minutes later.
Oh, it stopped.
It stopped.
That's 'cause it gets
So
out of the room.
this past podcast number 30, I had to go back the first 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to record everything I said again and put it in the recording as if I was talking at that same recording, but I wasn't, because I lost all that video. And you'll notice I'm doing this is because every time I'm saying something, like I'm talking to her, but she's not here because I recorded it later, is I would do this. I'll go look at the camera, see like the monitor, to see what's going. So I'm saying this, but every time I'm like, why did I do that? I'll be talking to you and I go like this. It's not really you, but just talking to the microphone. I'm like, okay, how do I do? Yeah. How do I do? I'm like, ah. So that's how you know that that recording was there. And then it happened again the next day.
Yes.
And I'm like, why does it keep happening? Like, oh. So the last 30 minutes I had to record myself. The other one was the first 30 minutes. The thing was that because I did erase those 2 videos, so I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
But you got to empty the trash
Oh.
to keep that dry space.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so delete the videos and delete the trash.
Delete the trash.
Because it still takes up the memory space.
You think, okay, I deleted it. Well, no, but it's still in there. Thinking, okay, maybe if you want it later.
You know, I get why you want to delete the trash later in case you mess up, you didn't delete something, but still, I'm like, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I had to do that twice. Again, and this is through a cell phone. So we're still using cell phones. So again, delete everything, empty out your trash. And then every time, so once you're done, you upload it. I don't delete it until I start my next recording because I want to make sure in case something goes wrong, unless you back it up somewhere. And that's why I could usually keep 2 recordings, but I'm trying not to do that no more. Just 1 recording. Right. Once it's in the SSD drive, then I'm good. I can delete
that's
it.
If you choose to use cell phones. The cameras don't work that way, right?
No, the camera just goes straight to the hard drive.
Hard drive, because they're all connected through wires, right?
Yep.
Are the mics are connected through to that little Roadcaster thing?
The Roadcaster. So like you got the audio from the cameras, and you got the audio from the mics only. The mic and audio, the sound and audio are 2 different sources. Okay. So you mirror them together. You know, you gotta push them together, put them together. So that's why sometimes I think we recorded one where I forgot to put record on the mics, but since we had a camera with a I forget the kind of microphone it is, a shotgun mic. So it was able to record some good audio with it. And that's why that camera has that shotgun mic on there, the little red thing there. Yeah. That's a shotgun mic. So it still puts out a good recording. So that's the backup.
That's a backup.
That's a backup.
See, you can't see these cameras, but there's one in front of me. That's my camera. Then he's got the one with the shotgun mic. And to the right of us, to the left of James, we had the other camera that his son took that we're going to replace with a cell phone. So right now we only have 2 cameras,
2 cameras.
Right? Yes, 2
when
cameras.
We come back, we'll have the third one, which will be a cell phone.
Right. And then, so of course you can't see either, but right now we have like a ceiling fan with lights. Then we have another light, another light, another light. Well, that one's not on above me, but we have a floor light. So so there's tons of lights. So and it's crazy because again, me not understanding podcast and visual, and he's like, I'm gonna put this light right here, boom, and I'm like, they don't need to see my pores, like back up a little bit, please. But lighting does matter because after looking at the podcast and there's shadows, you get shadows in different places, and then it doesn't look right, and so some
of our guests it's too dark for them, so you got to brighten it up.
And especially it also depends on the clothes we're wearing. If we're wearing light on light or if we're wearing dark on dark, that's why the backgrounds, they're textured, different colors. And because you'll see in the beginning of the podcast that we had in the living room, it was like your walls are very light, the couches are light, and like where
it
you
just
were
blends
sitting,
in, right?
You were sitting with the next to wheat, decoration, and you were just blend in. And then when you flip to me, I'm sitting in front of the fireplace, and I had texture behind me, so I had color. Then it switched to you, and you were just white.
And I think I had a white shirt on too. One time.
You were just white. So these are the visual, because not only audio. I mean, not only the audio, but visual too. You want to be able. You want to be able to see different colors and contrasting colors, and that makes it visual pleasing. You don't want to be like, oh, it's bright. Ugh. But that was funny early on. Yes.
Yeah, because behind us we have this brick wall stuff, and it's just little wallpaper,
right?
Sheets of wallpaper. That's why some of the bricks look different.
Yeah.
But then our skin tones kind of match that, so that's why we put this gray stuff. Yeah. To kind of position it behind somebody, because we wear hats sometimes, because I don't comb my hair today, so I got my hat on. And sometimes, and then if I have the hat on, well, the lights are here, and then I might get a shade in my face,
so he needs
shadow,
the floor light or that light hitting that way.
So that's why we got the floor light, and sometimes it goes out, and then the shadow comes back there. Yeah. So again, this is all stuff learned, all this stuff learned. And before, when you see how to do a podcast, okay, the camera is literally right in front of them, and you could do that. Like one camera here, one camera there,
Right.
a light right there for both of them. But that means you got to set up everything over and over and over. And it used to take me 2 to 5 hours just to set up. I don't want to spend time setting up, so I have everything placed, positioned. So that's why our light's a little further back,
Right.
you know, and that's why we got to put a little bit brighter on us or to hit over here.
Right.
And that's why we got, like you said, the 3 lights. And then if we do that, then my shadows, we had one in the floor. But we don't have the option to just put a camera in front of us and then one light and do that.
Well, we do, but it takes too much time, and so we're blessed to have a space. James has a space dedicated to his office, his podcast, where these lights are bracketed to the wall, or they're on large stands, or they're hanging from places that they're stationary. So all we have to do is worry about where we're seated, and the microphones, adjust them in front of us. And then the cameras are, 2 of them are stationed, and then one you have on the tripod. Yeah. So.
Yep.
So yeah.
And even that was a hard one to do because that wall is actually our washer and dryer connections and all that.
Yes.
So you can't really attach a camera to the wall. So we had to buy this bar that goes all the way down, and then camera goes on top of there.
Right.
But all I do is at the end of the day, when we're done with the podcast, is push the mic up, the camera up, and then tighten it, and it stays up there.
Yeah.
And for the same thing for these other 2 lights that we got. You know?
So they're movable, but they're bracketed.
Yeah, all those are bracketed where we don't have to move them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, lighting, it helps, but audio first.
Yes.
Audio first.
I definitely.
Cameras second.
Yes.
Lighting at the end.
Yes.
You know. Unless if you have your cell phones, then invest in the lightings, after the audio.
Yeah.
And then eventually you get to the cameras,
Right.
You could do that from there. That's probably the best thing to do.
Right.
But I mean, I started audio podcast, I think 2 years ago. So I already had some equipment. Then we went into these video. Then I started spending money into it and money into it. And, I would buy all those other microphones, or I do another channel, and they would send me product, and I would do reviews for them.
Right.
But at the end, the Rode Pod mic I'm still going to try more microphones, because eventually we want to do a traveling podcast and go in different locations. So that is something that's next on there.
Yes, we want to be able to go to some favorite places of ours. Like Roland, he's been a guest on here, and he's got a nice backyard with a pool, and we want to be able to sit back there, or maybe go to my house and we have the backyard. I have a chimenea, or my patio gets cooler. Maybe your patio. It'll be fun to explore different environments that we can take this podcast to.
Yeah, so that's what we want to do. And I started getting in order to take all this equipment, you need a power source. I got a generator, but I can't have a generator with this. It's gonna make all that noise.
Yeah.
So I started buying these little power sources to keep everything on.
What is it? What does that entail?
You see that little device down there?
Yeah.
It's like a portable power source.
Oh,
Like people use this for
like a little
camping.
boombox.
Yeah, people use it for camping sometimes and all that. So, but the video switcher, which we'll talk about a little bit, that one takes a lot of power, because it's got 4 video sources coming in, HDMI sources, and then you hit record, and it's like a heater. It draws a lot of power. So you need a big power source to do that. I have portable batteries for these cameras if I need. I tried it on that machine. It does not work. You need more power. Yeah. So I invested in that. And of course, that's for the traveling podcast, but I'm also going to start producing videos for, what do you call it? Like more like small businesses, like one person has their we call those photo booths, the photo booths.
Yes.
So I'm going to start producing some videos for them. So they kind of like commercials and stuff for them.
Right.
Then my nephew has that golf thing, which you play golf in this thing. So it's like
a traveling golf experience.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's like a drive.
Yeah.
A drive with a shooting range drive, not for guns, but driving range for golfers. So he has that. So I'm going to start producing some commercials and videos of like the experience of using it. So that's another reason why I got that. You know, there's
Mhm.
multiple things I want to do. Because now that I'm into this video stuff, I'm like, I could help people
Right.
do stuff, you know?
It helped give their business exposure.
Yep, yep. And I'm not charging them for it. It's just, I just want to do it. You know, it gives me experience and it helps them,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
Eventually, if I do business with it, I could go charge companies. But
Right.
right now, I just,
You're,
I need to
you're
learn.
learning. Yeah. You're
I need to
learning.
learn. So it's like an internship for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now with these video switchers, all right. So we had what we called an ATM Mini Pro. All right. So that was where you had to physically push the button to go from my camera to you.
Right.
So I would do that. I would try to have it with me, and I would have it in the desk or have it on the side, or I try to do like this little thing, but I would go like this to see like, like do I have the right, am I pressing the right button, the wrong camera? Because I got camera 1 and 2, but I could be pressing 3 and 4, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, so I used to have a monitor in front of me so I could see from afar. But the only thing with that is if you don't have a third camera source independent with it to record both of you, besides that switcher, then I could be talking, but I never switched it to me. It's still on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Where if you have a third independent, then you could put those videos together and then break from that video source to the third one where you got me and you talking.
Right.
We could blend that in there. You know, I
Gotcha.
forgot, or I don't know how to, I'm using blend, but whatever it is.
Right.
Put them both together, stitch it in there, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
So then you could do that. Now, so that was good, but it was frustrating because I constantly have to do that.
Right.
If I don't do this, then the videos is not going to be good.
Right.
Because like, you got multiple video sources and you got to get into one.
And I noticed that when you used to have to produce while being on the podcast, because that's what you're kind of doing, you're not 100% engaged, you know, and that takes away from the podcast quality.
Because I know there was one time you were talking and you looked at me and I'm like, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was too busy over here.
Yeah.
So what I did is, okay, so I broke down and I'm like, okay, I like you said, I need be more engaged. I need things to help me not get so frustrated. So give me a peace of mind as well. So I went ahead and bought the next level one, which is the ATM Mini Pro ISO. So what that does is it records 4 different sources because it has 4 outputs. So it'll record 4 cameras at the same time, and it'll give you a recording of a file for each camera. So then later on in your software, you could, it's called a multi-cut, and you could just go to the camera. So when a person talk, you just click, and the next one you click. So you're just going to the different camera sources. So as you're listening, because I got to listen to it anyway to see if the audio is good, I just click, and that's my time going back and forth. And that's all it does. So, or it'll do the 4 video sources, and it'll give you another video source if you're actually, like if you have somebody out there switching the cameras. And even if they mess up, it's fine because all you got to do is just correct it. Because you got that independent, you got the individual file that you could do that with on there. So that kind of helps. That helped a lot. Where I'm not constantly doing this or looking down.
Right.
And even right now, the only bad thing about that is that it doesn't do cell phones. So you cannot put a cell phone in there. So you got to put that source in your video editor, which sometimes I do, which takes some time. Is you got to it's a third file.
So in order to be able to stitch that in, that's a different process, right?
Yeah, that's a different process.
So, yeah.
It's worth it, especially but the only time you'll use it, that unless it's 3, unless it's in the when I had 3 cameras, I had 3 cameras recording. I had my cell phone, and that's why that video source will be added to that one. But again, it's all about trial and error. Yeah. Now, what's gotten me a peace of mind to do editing faster is the better mics, which are $100 each. The Roadcaster Pro, the original one, which is only $300 compared to $600 that it is now. So that saves. And then the video switcher was $500. So that's the only major expense was that one right there. And to me, it was worth it. It's a peace of mind for me, you know, so that kind of helps. Now, you put all that together with the individual mics, that's about $1,300 right there. But to me, it was worth it.
Well, and again, it depends on how serious you are about podcasting and is this going to be an investment, and so if you have that capital to start, then I think those are very good solid tips on how to start.
Yep. Now the good thing is my wife's been carrying me for a while financially because I'm investing too much money in this. Not too much, but it is too much.
Yeah.
And all the expenses do come out, and it comes from somewhere. So that's why she's doing it. Even though I told myself I was going to stop spending, I still spend. I bought these lights that were like $300, so then I bought that audio source, which is another $100 on there. I bought a cable, HDMI cable was $60 that goes 75 feet because I need it when I go produce other stuff.
Oh.
So again, like I'm still spending, which I need to stop. I guess I'm like a compulsive shopper or something.
Compulsive spender.
Yeah, I need to stop. I need somebody to just take my wallet away from me and just
block
make me
your
stop.
Amazon and.
Yes, like just take it all down. So
what? Well, I mean, and this is help. This again, like you said, this helps you in the long run. This is your, quote unquote hobby, but it's hopefully going to become more than a hobby as far as a business sense, to be monetized and things like that, and hopefully that'll help, give back to you a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, like it's right because I do like to give back. So like if y'all have any questions about something, put comments in there. Now, if we start getting too many comments, like sometimes we do, then it'd be hard for me to answer all those questions at one time. We might just do a whole video about all the questions.
No, for
that'll
sure.
work. But man, I'm always willing to help because I was able to get a lot of my questions answered by watching other videos.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, sometimes they don't give you all the information. They just give you watered down version. Oh, just use this mic and this and just use your cell phone. You're good. No, you're not good. There's other things involved in there.
It's not a competition, right? I mean, we're not the only people doing podcasts, and we know we're not all. It's not the end all. So why not share the information, share the wealth? I know that's why sometimes other people are maybe less likely because they don't want it to be better than theirs. Or to me, it's technical information. Podcasts are everywhere, so why not learn how to do it to do it well?
You rarely hear the real stories behind the scenes. Only one person I see out there that gives you real information about podcasts, what's really behind the scenes. Other people won't. They'll just tell you like what you need to, what they want, what you want to hear to start a podcast. But then when you get the real questions, there's no videos about it. So we just revealed a lot of information behind the scenes on there about this. And I think a previous podcast was about how does it feel being behind the camera, and how the etiquette, how the dressing, how sitting down, all that makes a big difference. Your clothing and all that, and the decoration. Yes.
Posture.
Yes, because especially for some weight people like myself, sometimes you can't really sit right. You can't. I'm not supposed to be sitting back. I'm supposed to sit a little bit further up. Which I'm not doing. I'm supposed to. I'm not pushing my shirt down as much as I want to, so it looks like I got boobs or something. Like I gotta keep doing something like that. So again, these are all those things behind the scenes that you got to constantly think. And I can't see myself because I got the monitor over here. I usually should put a monitor over here, but then that's another video source.
That's a distraction also. If you have that monitor constantly, because I have that monitor kind of in front of me, but I look at the camera. But and I don't want to look at it because then I'll get I'm like, okay, now I need to sit up straighter, put my shirt down, do this, do that. But
But that's to me, that's what I need. I need to see myself. So I'm like, oh man, what the hell? Like, maybe I shouldn't be looking like that. Maybe I should take the hat off or go comb my hair or something, And that's why that camera has that little white light on there. Not a white light, like a white thing, so you could focus on there.
Yes.
Because I know you see some people when they have like the camera and then they have the little viewfinder. So when they're recording themselves, they're looking at the viewfinder and they're not at the camera. And you're like, I know what you're doing. You're looking at the viewfinder. Like, why are you looking over there for?
Yeah. And that's something that I needed for that camera, a little something to focus on because the camera's black and then there's all black around it. And so he would tell me the camera's there. I'm like, where? I'm like, oh, because so he put a little white square on top of it so I can see it. So I'm looking at that white square. So, and again, I think I've done a lot better from where I started because I would always look up. I was looking at the sky. I wasn't looking at James. I was looking over here, looking over there. And that's a natural thing when people think. I think that's what happens. They'll look up or, think about what they want to say. And that's okay in real life. But when you're in a podcast, it doesn't convey. Like you can't be just like, well, yeah, I mean, whatever, and just look around. And no, you need to talk to the camera or to the people that are sitting in front of you. So that was a big thing for me, a huge thing, because I would, if the camera was on me, I'd see him on the side of me like this. Yeah. Or you're looking up. Or
Yes.
he'd be like this. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's some podcasts with Roland in there. We're like, Roland's like, what are you looking at? What are you doing up there?
I know, and that is just my natural state of when I'm thinking or I'm talking. I'm just like, I will look up, and I don't know why. That's just something I've always done. But yeah, that was a huge thing to overcome, at the beginning. But yeah, that was very funny. I thought he had to teach me that. And I felt like after he told me, look at the camera, I felt like I was a newscaster. I had to be like, today on Channel 4
Yes.
or whatever. So, yeah, so it's being comfortable with yourself as well and being comfortable in the things that you have to hit. You have to hit your eye contact. You have to speak. I'm a very excitable person, and I get loud. And he tells me, you're the loudest person on here. I'm like, well, I can't help it. That's sometimes my voice has different inflections. So I think it's been a challenge for him to kind of tone me down, or, sometimes
Just the levels.
Yes, and sometimes I'll be all fine. I'm going to come in here and I'll just talk very civilly. He goes, no, you're not. That'll last like 10 minutes, and then you're going to go back to normal, But yeah, so that's been, and it's been eye-opening to seeing our podcast and seeing what you guys see and be like, oh God, yeah. Make a note of that, please. We need to work on that, or I need to work on this, or, like tell James not to do that, or tell James not to grip that beer like it's going to go away.
I know. I saw myself on that. When you told me that, I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'll be like this.
You grip that beer like you. I was like, oh my God.
I'm like, I can't believe. But then I noticed when I drink it, then I drink again. I'm like, hey, no wonder I finished them so fast. Like.
That was funny. And then the time that you and Roland, well, I don't know if it was switching back then or whatever, but y'all started both fixing the mics at the same time. And I'm like, hello, focus.
Now, was that in the video?
Yeah, y'all were sitting right there, and that was in the video. Y'all were both. I did some, and I even made a note of what time you started doing this, and then Roland started doing this, and I'm just like,
I can't believe I put that in the camera. Unless it was like a video source, all of us together at the same picture.
It wasn't all of us. It was just y'all two. It was y'all.
See, that means I didn't switch it back.
Yeah.
I missed that in the edit.
Yeah, see? Yeah. So, I mean, it happens. I mean, but it just, those are the funny things that, I mean, I think that are hilarious. I think I was with someone, and I was taking a sip of my drink, and I thought I was off camera, so I'm just like bent over taking a sip of my drink like nothing. Oh, it's hilarious. But yeah, no, it's just different things.
And see, that's what I realized. If we got two people on the camera, if one's talking and one's over here with their phone or their tablet or taking a drink or whatever, or sometimes you go like this, and I'm like, okay, we need our own independent cameras. Video source.
It just helps, yeah.
That's why we bring some cell phones in.
Yes.
But we have 4 people, then we need more cell phones. Because then you still want the individual, but you also want one camera to record both.
Right.
Or even just a third view over here. It's just something to, in case you mess up on the editing or recording, you got that other video source to help you as a backup. Mm-hmm. And that's what helps. Now remember, but again, something else, we're still learning. We still need to get some of these lights back a little better. We still adjusted some lights. We still getting our camera angles, trying to hit that as best as we can. Because I think the last one with Carlos, like he's like down here, and I got to get him, push him back up, and that was my fault because the camera. Yeah. So I again, we're still learning.
Yes.
And the more we learn, the more we do.
Yes, absolutely. And we're open to any and all feedback. We're trying our best, and it's just, again, I am not the technically inclined person he is, but so you can speak all those questions to him, and he'll be happy to answer. But I mean, anything,
technical me, everything behind the scenes for her about how the camera angle, how to look, how to do any of that stuff. Of course, we'll both answer, but she has a little bit more on there. So.
No, for sure. Again, because I'm still learning as well. I'm learning the thing that y'all are fixing the 2 mics on the same time. That was episode 8. So that was early on. Episode 8, where y'all are doing that. But there's been a lot, because I know a lot of times you put the podcast on and you might be listening to it, but sometimes what was the most entertaining for me is to see all 30 of these podcasts, and just I made myself, because I wanted just to listen and do other things, but I made myself sit there and watch them because I wanted to critique. I wanted to see the evolution. I wanted to see, okay, what is it that we're doing? Oh, that got a lot better. Oh, that lot. And you can actually tell, which I'm very proud of us. I'm proud of you. It's just the evolution has clearly gotten better. Clearly. I mean, thank God it hasn't been a decline in anything. Like, we've only gotten better. And I think that's a lot speaks to you, which is amazing. And I think I'm excited for the next 30.
Yep. Because our next one, the next milestone we want to hit is 50. Mm-hmm. And we want to see how we're doing. Mm-hmm. Hopefully our camera angles are better. I learned thirds. Was to put a kind of like a tic-tac-toe, like a grid.
A grid on the thing?
Yeah, so like if I'm looking this way, if it's 2 cameras, I should be on a third, like the corner third, and looking at you, where you got some space here, all right? But when I have somebody next to me, it's kind of hard to put the third, because if I could be looking this way or I could look that way. So it's hard to do the third. So again, that's something else. But if I put the eye line on the second line, then I know I got the camera angle good. With Carlos, I try to do that, but I don't know what I'd messed up or something.
Yeah.
So that's why he's like, he's more down than up, and camera's not right, which we're still learning. But again, these are all the things that we will show you. Just keep asking questions. If you want to leave a comment, you don't want to show okay, I don't want to ask these questions. We have an email called Unfiltered Circle Contact. Put your questions in there as well, and we'll answer them on our next podcast, where we try to email you back with that. Just don't send us any malware or spyware or something on there.
Yes.
Another lesson learned in the future podcast coming up.
Yes, we'll definitely talk about what it means and the scary thing about how if your account has been hacked.
Yes.
And what you can lose.
Yes.
And how it affects other things in your life.
Because it happened to me. I got hacked, lost my channel, another channel we have, and we'll put that on one of the probably the next podcast you'll hear, number 32. Yes. Again, lessons learned from having a podcast, but this wasn't the podcast. It was my other channel.
It was his other channel.
And the lesson big lesson I learned.
Still possibly connected to this channel, so.
Could have been affected, you're right.
It could have been affected. And yes, that was a scary call to get. And I was like, yes, I will do whatever you want me to do. Changing passwords now. Let's do. So yes, we'll definitely discuss that, because I think that is a lot of people talk about it being hacked, but when it actually happens to you, holy moly, it's a scary thing.
All right, now we're going to show some of our outtakes, some of our bloopers. Some of these you're probably say, I don't know why I saw this, but other people will get it, So these are just a lot of things that we went behind the scenes. You can see her eyes. You can see me doing my little phone thing here, how we go on breaks, some stuff we talk about, or just not paying attention sometimes, drinks in the way. It's just, take them for what it is. It's just one of our outtakes, one of our bloopers, Watching, you want to say thank you?
You're over there.
Shit. Thank you, guys.
Carlos, sorry.
Okay, let's start this over. Take 2.
Scene.
I like this. Scene.
Do you think? I mean, I don't know.
I wasn't really listening. I was thinking of something else. I enjoy that one.
Yeah.
All right, so. Oh, shit, I never pressed record.
Son of a
my God.
I wasn't listening. One of us needs to pay attention. I lost my train of thought.
That's what you get.
Okay. All right.
No, you didn't say.
Oh, yeah. Scene.
Chingo!
I can introduce him.
Oh.
He's going to be like this, like that. And I'm trying to...
Just go like this, Carlos, like this.
All right.
As best as I could. So, I forgot the question. What's the question?
What does success look like to you as opposed to 10 years ago?
I know. Okay. Sorry. It's okay. This happens all the time.
Yeah.
Wait. Continue for me?
Yes.
For him.
Start over where?
Where you were at? You said you had a story about
Francis.
Francis.
No. Okay. Yeah. So when toward the end of the web.
I have the wrong channel thing up.
God damn it.
See what the hell?
Oh, pinche viejo, because he can't see?
Because he can't see without his glasses. Should have blown my nose.
Oh.
Hey, do you make a blooper reel for us?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We do have them.
Yes, I need
This is what happens when you give me a shot.
Yes.
La 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 la. We're recording. We'll sing. La la la.
James,
La 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 la. Don't you edit this out, goddammit. I'm giving you gold.
Yes, because right now we got over, I think,
Not my
1,200.
primo, my nephew. Sorry.
Just say, James, what questions do you have? No, just say, hey, James, do you have any questions for us now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So go ahead, say it.
God damn it. Come on, say it. Say it.
Hold on, let me take a drink first, though.
So, James, do you have any questions for us? Say it.
Answer the fucking question.
All right, I'm going to start over again. Scene. Well, Sandra, yes, I do. In fact, this is one I've been saving up for a while.
Interesting. I feel like you just said that, but that's literally the first time you've ever said that.
When did I say that?
You cannot do that to
Anyhow, the question you were going to...
Hold on. Take.
That's not
Scene.
it.
You have to do the scene.
That doesn't help.
Yes,
It
you
makes
have
me
to.
laugh because you look foolish.
Namaste. Okay, go. It's funny you should say. I do have a question.
So, James,
I have a question to ask for
you
you.
have another question?
Why, yes, I do, Sandra. I really do. And I love Kima. To the two major places.
Sorry. I think I swallowed the gnat.
Well, it's gone
You swallowed
now.
the gnat? Sorry.
I'm with all this. Hold my breath. Just kidding.
Right there.
I know, but it says off. What does that mean?
It's the other camera 5.
Oh, okay.
Enforcer.
Thank you. Thanks.
Stop questioning me.
Stop questioning me.
All right. Anyways,
Free
That's a
human,
snack. That's a snack.
All right. I'm sorry, Carlo.
Darlos.
Say it again.
is that like a mom?
Darlos. Hey, this person's retiring, James. Why don't you come over here? Why don't you come over here and hang out with us because they love hanging out with me?
Was your mic not over your face there the whole time?
Hey, it's a good thing because you weren't really talking.
Yeah.
So it
Either
was
way,
good.
you're not very like.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine that shit later?
Sorry.
Sandra, we didn't have a word for you for 2 hours. And by the way, this is coming on those bonus clips. We get our Patreon coming up there.
And it was like the least smooth fucking. I'm surprised the mic didn't fall.
It did fall a little bit.
And that's what I mean. Like I'm talking like all the way down here, like get too close to the speaker or something.
When I was younger, okay, I would tell my younger
That
self.
looked like a glitch.
Oh
like
no, I know.
And she like not only did she stop talking, she quit
I didn't want to
moving.
say nothing. She's like,
And like she quit talking.
the USB cable came in her eyes like. Start from the beginning. I
Okay.
didn't realize I was.
Oh, I didn't realize at this age I would be single.
Stop. Don't go. Oh, this.
Motherfucker.
You're gonna be weird. Like,
Okay,
the first thing gonna be like, oh, is that your face? Your whole face?
Like this. I didn't realize. So you were drinking after you started drinking, you're drinking with your mom, in front of your mom?
They're doing the eyes.
Fucking hell. Oh
Look
my
at the
God.
camera, look over here.
I'm looking at
Say
you.
it all again, though. Say it all again.
So,
I'm trying to help you.
no, I appreciate that.
But
So,
you saw the eyes, right?
I was starting to look
It's
like
it's like a
the
Martian.
fuck is she looking at?
If you ever want to contribute to the
Listen. You see this hat? I haven't even gotten a fucking Circle podcast hat.
La verga.
Suck it.
yo,
Lick it. I mean, fuck. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Now, other channels would put this on a Patreon or community. You're getting all these for free.
Yep.
We're embarrassed. We're embarrassed ourselves for you guys.
Yes.
Not intentionally, but it'll be there. And then after this, we'll see you on the next podcast.
All right. Bye.
Oh, we did that on one take.
That's good though.
We flowed real good that I didn't want to stop.
No, and I didn't either because I mean, and it did flow really well. Oh, my leg. Oh my God.